Good morning, everyone. This is Bremster, and I'm going to try to continue my journey through the Corvette expedition, which failed so spectacularly last time when the entire thing glitched out. Because of the fact that it's also bugged. I was actually chatting to a friend the other day about this particular expansion, the Voyages expansion, and how I'm trying to remember what I'm doing, and how the Corvette concept may actually be the thing that kind of breaks No Man's Sky as the concept of a relaxing, exploring game, and turn it into something more competitive. And it's going to be really unfortunate if that's the case. Because it's going to change the entire way the game is played.
Hostile ships approaching. Because No Man's Sky historically would be a game that you could play the way you wanted to, but now No Man's Sky is going to be all competitive about what your ship is. And I just don't think that's as interesting. Entire elements of the game have effectively been neutralized as being interesting, as being relevant to the game. People who decide not to build Corvettes or haven't got that far through the game are going to get ostracized by people who are further through the game, to the point where that's what they're... It's going to make it worse for newer players. Ships defeated.
It's... Yeah, I'm really not sure. Because building Corvettes is now going to have to be part of every single expedition. So there's Corvette landing bays. Do I want a B-class freighter? Is there any reason not to take the B-class freighter? I'm probably not going to use it, but I've now got it if I want it. And can I run around this without teleporting? Yes. Okay, expedition. Interesting, it's bringing me into phase 1 even though I'm doing phase 2. Harvest plants on your Corvette. I should be able to do that, shouldn't I? Because I did plant 1 at least. Finding that hot point to plant it though. Okay. Drift among the stars. Perform a spacewalk. Well, this isn't going to count, but what I can do is I want to head for the space station. So imagine you're playing No Man's Sky in a couple of months' time and you encounter someone who's not using a Corvette. What are you going to think? Particularly if you encounter someone and you realize that they've been playing the game for ages. Like, is Corvette now going to be the only way to play the game? What about all of those other people who've spent all of their time... I can't even remember how you get out of your... There was a keyboard command to leave your pilot seat, but I can't even remember what it was. Might have been E. Are you going to be thinking that they're playing the game wrong? Yeah, I'm really torn. Didn't know that was a thing. Prepackaged fishing rig unit. Okay. Why is it that every planet in this expedition has to have constant extreme storms? What's the benefit of that? Yeah, of course they are, because this expedition is just shit. Well, that's useful. Can you scan through windows? No. Okay, so the patch has fixed some of the connectivity issues for being able to do things like that. It's no longer interacting with stuff while you've got pin modules active and stuff like that, so that's not bad. Quite like that. Yes, because Sentinel drones are everywhere, and this is a shit expedition. I get it. Although now I do have a problem. Maybe. No, they have deactivated. Good. Cargo box. Interesting. So this might upgrade my reactor or something. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I think Corvettes have some stuff to be interested in, but I feel they're going to fracture the player base in some really bad ways. Because that's some nanites. And if I go to Expedition, prepackaged Blaze Javelin unit, mass accelerator unit.
Technology recharge. Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Do I have no carbon? I have no carbon. That's a problem. Oh, I needed to fish more. I should be able to do some fishing.
Protection falling.
Maybe.
Protection falling. Ground protection falling.
So I need to build a Corvette nutrition unit. That's not enough. There we go. That was enough. There we go. Corvette hull modules pack. I need to harvest plants and drift among the stars. Hey, Chip. Let's do a save point. It's weird considering I'm not wearing a helmet. Hey, Starduster.
Ground protection falling.
Band movement system upgrade. Prepackaged cloaking device unit. Band scanning system upgrade. Those are all things I like. That's nice. I don't know how long these things take to grow. And whether I'll lose them when I... it's possible for this expedition, what I'm probably going to have to do is just log on, harvest, plant, and not do that on stream. That might be something I have to do. But now I need to reach the second rendezvous station. Ah, okay. That's... Thank you, Starduster. Do-do-do. Where? That's not showing. Oh, here we go. 26 minutes, 25 minutes. Okay, just finding the hot point is a little tricky. Okay, 30 minutes is not too bad. It just means don't change my ship while they're there. What's that up there that it's showing? Why is it wanting me to talk to the technology merchant? I mean, I could buy some upgrade modules, but even some C-class ones of these would be useful, but he's only selling good ones by the look of it. I don't know. We'll see how I go. I need to reach the second rendezvous point. Balsend Rihol. Nice station design, I quite like it. Atlas Aeron surveillance applic glass. Anomaly definition, data loss. Directive, suppress anomalies. Directive, cleanse anomalies. Directive, target anomalies. Traveller Bremster, anomaly definition, 100% restored. Great. Thanks, Eric. Corvette Habitation Modules. Corvette Habitation Modules pack. So a bunch of So if I look at the expedition, harvesting plants is just going to take time. So reach the 3rd rendezvous station. Install Corvette maneuverability modules. Don't want to do that. Claim a multi-tool from a harmonic camp. Okay. Well, I suppose the multi-tool I'm using is kind of crap. But if I do that, aren't I going to lose all of the... Oh, no, I can have 2 at the same time, and then I can move stuff around. So I want a dissonant planet. There's a dissonant one there. It's irradiated, so it's going to be terrible. A dissonant viridescent planet? Let's try that one. It's going to have terrible storms, which means survivability is going to be nearly 0. It does mean I'm going to need to do combat. Oh, well, hang on, I've got an echolocator. Can't remember how you make a warp cell. I like landing on planets. This teleport feature is cool. And it gives you a shortcut for when the Sentinels are attacking you, but I actually like landing on planets. It doesn't really work well for this expedition, though. I actually need carbon. Currently I'm out. Hang on, how am I going to get... Okay, there's a significant problem here. Oh no, all I need is the echolocator for the multi-tool. I need a radiant shard if I'm going to try and claim the ship, and I'm not trying to claim the ship. And that's why they're not giving you an advanced mining laser, because otherwise you could claim other ships. What is that? And why am I so zoomed in? I've got my field of view set way out, but... Let's just hope it's a sexy multi-tool. Storage augmentation. Can I use that on my... I'm assuming I can use it on this. Seven, 12, 2. Hybrid jetpack technology. Oh, the turbojet. A-class. But it's broken. I can't get any of this stuff. So I can't actually use that multi-tool because or can I? Can I use that multi-tool? No. So in order to be able to use it, I need to be able to get radiant shards, but I can't get radiant shards, so I can't use that multi... What's the point? So it gives you an A-class multi-tool that you can never use. This expedition is really bad. And this is going to be tricky. Yeah. Okay, this is going to be impossible.
Technology recharge.
It's a shame that the health unit here doesn't actually allow you to recharge or anything. That's really dodgy. I love that. Okay, so now can I find another sentinel? Oh no, they're just all there. So let's move to a different location. Yeah, the stolen multi-tools, however, can't be used because to use a stolen multi-tool, you need to repair it, but you can't actually get the items to repair a stolen multi-tool. They've designed this expedition to be frustrating, which is a really weird choice. Like, we want you to gather this stuff that you can never use is a really weird choice.
Units received. Weather warning. Incoming.
Oh, fuck it. I'm getting off this planet. Or at least I have to wait until... Yeah, I think I just have to wait until the storm is over. So it's like 15 minutes of doing nothing. What a really stupid design choice. What... I really don't understand what they're going for here. Yeah, no, this planet is not. Really don't understand what they're going for in this expedition. What's the thought concept behind it is something that often fascinates me. It's like, I'm trying to plant gamma weed here. Or it just continues to grow. Okay. "47 minutes. 47 minutes. Okay. So it wants me to make changes to the ship. Okay, so it's time to make some changes to the ship. So the first thing I'm going to do is do a save. So I've just harvested, so I'm not going to lose too much time. Install maneuverability modules, shield modules, damage modules. Okay. I don't need a symmetrical ship. I want to make the ugliest ship I can. So what have I missed? Shield modules. And damage modules. I don't think I had any. I don't understand this. This is just... Okay. It really is just farm. This whole trading thing is just garbage. I'm not dropping frames. Not that I can see. I can't actually board my ship anymore. And there is stuff over there, I just can't access it. Can I move the nutrient processor without... No, it just deleted the nutrient processor. Thanks. And there's a module in there I can't access. I don't think this design system is very good. I really don't. I think it's pretty damn awful. But whatever. So that planet had salvageable scrap, so I want to go back to it. Now it's still pinned, so it's that one. Honestly, I think ships are better. I actually think ships are better than Corvettes. I think this system is... Because, look at this. You find a base... I can't land at it. Not landing on planets anymore kind of feels really crap. There's nothing here to scan. Oh. What is going on?
Radiation protection falling. Units received. Units received. Units received. Units received.
Expeditions are definitely okay for once you've played the game for a couple of 100 hours. Some of the expeditions have been really good. Like, some of them have been extraordinarily good. Corvettes are now part of the base game, and I really worry that they are going to fracture the player base. Because there'll be people who only are interested in playing the game with Corvettes and engaging with players who play with Corvettes. So you're not going to see landing pads at bases anymore because people won't use them. Hang on, there's a traveller at a... I don't think I've ever seen a traveller at a outpost before. I mean, it adds another mode of play, and that's fine. But I don't think they're ever going to try and enhance, like, shipbuilding or any of that sort of stuff anymore.
Radiation protection falling.
You can land.
Units received. Units received.
But you can't land on landing pads because the ships don't fit. So base builders aren't going to build landing pads anymore because the people who build bases are the same people who are going to enjoy building Corvettes, and they won't want landing pads on their bases anymore. So they're automatically going to be excluding players who don't... It's going to change the design.
Protection falling.
It's going to change the design concept of the game completely. Repurposed sensor. Which is just garbage. Hello, you.
It's not giving me the hotspot to pick those up, so I'm having to blow them away.
Units received.
You can, but visiting other people's bases used to be they'd build landing pads and they'd build all of that sort of stuff to make the bases welcoming for other players. But I think a lot of people aren't going to bother building landing pads anymore because they don't work for Corvettes. And they're just going to assume that everyone is playing Corvettes. It's going to fracture the player base between people who assume that everyone's playing with Corvettes and people who don't play with Corvettes. Whereas everyone was basically equally welcome on everyone else's base before, that is not going to be the case. I mean, you'll be able to land, but you won't necessarily be able to land like on a place designed for it, or all sorts of stuff will just not necessarily... Oh, okay. I have almost no landing gear, so this thing is balancing on like 2 points. And of course, this is going to cause a problem if I aggro sentinels, the fact that I've landed.
Radiation protection falling.
Because if you land, getting in your ship is not probably going to cause the sentinels to de-aggro. Yeah, there's all sorts of oddities with this. I understand what they were going for. Oh no, still not working. Hold E to tag, but if I hold E, it doesn't tag. It tries to hyper-focus on something else. cargo pod, an azimuth class reactor, which I don't know if it's better or worse. I did get a high energy shield though, but I've already done the shield, I think. But it's guns I'm after. I actually quite like this gathering mechanic. And I think it's going to be really good when I'm not dealing with planets that are just infinitely hostile. So on my main save, I think this is going to be fun.
Radiation protection falling.
Another reactor, small vent, another small vent. What is that? Oh, that's the teleporter. There's a salvage container over there, so I board the ship. I think they will. It's possible they have, and I just haven't seen anyone use it. Because they've got them for, well, they've got these weird landing pads. If you look at them for freighters, they're not landing pads. They're sort of docking areas.
Radiation protection falling.
So basically just hunting. So this is a luck game, and that's okay. I'm a little annoying for a an expedition, but okay. Would be more tolerable if the planets were less hostile. This would be a really nice expedition if it wasn't for we're going to make everything just ridiculously hostile. But them turning around and saying we're making this just really hostile environments everywhere at the same time as making it a gathering expedition is like, what are you aiming for here? I don't enjoy playing that way, Starduster. It just makes the game feel like a space shooter, and I don't want to play a space shooter. This is an exploration game for me. I want to get in contact with what I'm doing. And like, if it's all about just stay at a distance, and I think what Starduster is talking about is you can kind of point your ship at the location and do this, though it's not working, so it's placed a teleporter on the ground. It's basically bugged it out trying to do that. So yeah, it's it turns into this weird precision game. Yeah, no. No Man's Space Shooter is not the game that I really want to play.
Radiation protection. Warning.
Stop giving me these crappy rare items that I don't need or want. It knows you need a weapon, so it's definitely not giving one to me. But maybe what will have happened after this one, I might head back to the space station. With all the rare items I've got, I may have enough money to just buy a couple of weapon systems. It's fine.
Radiation protection. Warning.
But this is the first expedition I think I've done in a very long time where there's been almost no... There's been heavy survival elements with almost no survivability gear rewarded. There's been combat elements with almost no I mean, with no, it's just we want you to focus on building, so we're just going to make everything hostile. What? just feels strange. It feels they had two conflicting design teams with the concept of it's been like 5 months since we gave them an expedition, so everyone's going to love it. I can see myself enjoying exploring building some Corvettes once I've spent 30 or 40 hours in game just farming Corvette modules as an incidental. Once I've got a storage bay full of Corvette modules, then I can actually explore. Now I need to go to my starship. Oh no, I can put it straight into the Corvette workshop cache here. That's good. Okay, I approve of that. But I still don't have any weapon systems here. Actually, no. No. Let's do this first.
Units received. Units received. Units received. Units received. Units received.
I think I've already bought the exosuit upgrade. Looks like I have. Do I want to try and trade? I mean... yeah, it's just not worth it. You need to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of not useful things. So the only thing I can get is a photon cannon.
Received.
Let's buy 2 of them. What did it just do? Did it just put the photon cannon inside the ship? I like that you can put your guns underneath your ship. I like that you can put them on the sides like that. Have a good one, Starduster.
Technology installed.
Need to reach the third rendezvous. So, you want to build a living wall inside your ship. Ugliest ship in the universe. Hang on. I thought this was the... This is the system that it's talking about. Okay, we have a problem. Maybe. Oh, no, there it is. Oh, so you install the shields and you get the weapons. It's fine. I don't... If I'd noticed, I would have been fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine here now. Thank you. How are you? Okay. Do them in order and you do better. I realized I had the shields, didn't do the shield. Okay, that's on me. That's completely on me.
Product received. Product received.
I just got here. Don't forget why I'm here. And the message is always the same. They've done a really good job of incorporating some stuff with Corvettes, but other things are... So this is just wait. Phase 3 is done. Plasma Starship Trail customization. Is that something I can equip here? I can't remember if they come here. I don't know where you apply customizations to your starships. Or is it an item? How do you apply the Plasma Starship Trail customization? I know I've got a Starship Trail customization on my... It's not here. Is it a blueprint? It's a blueprint. Okay. For phase two... What do you mean new... Oh. Collect reward. Corvette engine modules pack. Starship inventory slot. It'd be nice if these were upgradable, because seeing all these B and C class modules is a bit weird. And it may just be that I'm not getting the right class. There's probably stuff... Oh, that's going to be a bit messy, isn't it? If you have things that look... I don't know. Like, if some of these things have different classes, but you don't know what they are, oh, this is going to be... Yeah, that's potentially really messy, isn't it? I'm curious about the cargo box, to be honest. Note, the cargo system's performance limit has been reached. Okay, I don't know how that works then. Cargo I have a cargo box, but it's not here or here. So there's the cargo sphere and the cargo pod. Hey, Rain Over Thin. This is really weird. So there's no... These are the cockpits. So the landing gear is the most effective in some ways. You just gotta make it ugly to make everything fit, and it's like I don't know. I don't know. I don't like Corvettes. You've just got to make it ugly to put on everything you need to get the benefits you need, and it's like... But the thing that's really weird is in here, I've got these items called cargo boxes. I wonder if they're the things that I can use as either the cargo pods or the cargo... This is really non-consistent and very unclear as to how it all works. The more I interact with it, the less I'm impressed with the Corvette system. Like, make pretty ships, don't use them to play the game. And it's not even make pretty ships. I mean, you can make pretty ships, but you wouldn't want to use them to play the game. So what am I doing now, just to get this done? I've done phase 3. Phase 4 has reached the 4th station. All for 60 seconds from a Corvette. Visit a pirate system. If you want to... Oh no.
Hostile ships approaching.
I'm not going to be able to defeat a dreadnought in this ship. How are you supposed to defeat a dreadnought in a Corvette? Yeah, I know that, but how am I supposed to do the trench run? Well, it does fit. I was thinking my ship wouldn't fit. Kind of doesn't. Its maneuverability is shot. Yeah, don't care about that. I just want to... Now, this is where you've got to be really careful. When you land, you need to land here. So that's the landing bay for a Corvette. But it's really hard to trigger. We need a warp cell. Hang on, what's going on here? I need a warp cell. Why can't I make the antimatter?
Technology installed.
Okay, so in about 40 minutes, I'll be done with the plants. But phase 4, I've got to visit that. Fall 60 seconds from a Corvette, smuggle contraband. So that means visiting the pirate station. Okay, this is broken. I would have thought you would not get the workshop or the cache on the pirate station, but you would get the teleporter. Could you imagine if you were in the 4th Corvette bay? You'd just leave and go somewhere else. It'd be faster than running the entire length of the station. I can't remember what I want from where. I think it's this guy.
Product received. Product received. Product received.
I'm tempted to just teleport back to a normal location. I don't think I can. It's on a different network. But I could teleport to my No, I don't have a teleport hub on my freighter. Okay. Hello, games. You never watch my streams because I'm I get like 3 viewers and no one gives a damn. But, I would understand it if you turned around and said you can't actually modify your Corvette here. The storage thing I could even understand, but not having the teleporter is dumb. You've got this backwards. Oh, good God. Are you trying to make it that your players have a terrible experience? Like, is it absolutely deliberate? You can't even see the 4th rendezvous point? The 4th rendezvous point is so far away you can't even see it? Okay. Oh, good God. Oh, good God. I'm gonna have to go and get copper on a planet with aggressive sentinel. Oh, crap. Maybe he'll sell some to me. No, you can just have an hydraulic wiring.
Because I need to make warp fuel. I need chromatic metal, condensed carbon, oxygen, and ferrite dust. This is going to be so bad, isn't it? I've basically left myself stranded. Metal fingers is useful, actually, but because how much uranium have I got left? Enough. This is not a bad place to go down. Let's try this. I can't get the condensed carbon from the big things, only the little ones. Okay. I do need ferrite dust. And chromatic metal if I can find something that does it.
Oh, you're shitting me!
Sentinel drones activated. Units received.
This everything is hostile is absolutely shitful. Like, why? I'm- Because I'm still really confused by this. Hello Games often use the expeditions
Technology recharge.
to introduce players to new aspects of the game. So they introduce something new and then they do an expedition so that the players can learn about how that works. Perfectly reasonable, really good way of doing it. But why would you then make that expedition by default really frustrating? Now, if you're a survival type player, all good, although you're not going to be learning a new system while you're focusing on survival type play. You're going to be focusing on survival type play. So you're going to be getting the Corvette stuff over and done with as simply as possible in order to deal with the survivalist mechanics. And if you're not a survival type player, then you're going to come out of this expedition, like I am, feeling that you just had a terrible experience. And the entire Corvette system feels worse because of that. So is the design philosophy, we've got this Corvette system, but it's we want to put it out there because it's something we want to test for light no fire for the ships that they're talking about, and they want their hardcore players to test it, but we actually want only the hardcore players to test it because we're not going to be able to scare them away?
or something? But then why would you introduce a system that's going to fracture the player base?
Sentinel drones activated.
I'm really struggling to understand. What?
Technology recharge.
And I'm going to have to remove something from here. Probably this to add some sort of hyperdrive range.
Yeah, they're just so much more limited. Because if I want to increase my hyperdrive range, unlike just buying an S-Class module like before, and installing it, these actually have less space than a Starship, but all of these modules take more room. Corvettes are basically cosmetic. They're less powerful than starships. What are you trying to do? So if I wanted to go here, and buy an S-Class hyperdrive module, which is great, and then I want to install it, I can do that. And that gets me that. But I can't have all of the other ship modules that I need as well, because all of the pretty things I put on my ship take too much room? I'm so confused. Really confused. Hang on, I'd left... Okay, I lost everything that was in my refiner. So going... Oh, good God. So the copper and the chromatic metal... that were in my refiner... Good God, this is so broken. Why would... Okay, why would anyone use the Corvette system apart from to make pretty ships to post on social media and go, oh, look at what I made? don't care about any of this stuff in this expedition.
Units received. Units received.
Fall for 60 seconds. Engage the emergency warp unit. At what point can you start falling is the question. I imagine when you're actually on the planet. So maybe here? Nope. Okay, so it just started initiating planetary approach. So does that mean I'm now on the planet? That would make sense, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'm now on the planet. Cataclysmic monsoons. Oh, good God. This is a feature no one is ever going to use unless the game asks them to do it. Maybe. I hope I get to see the ground in enough detail before I hit it. Doing this on a misty planet may have been a mistake. Well, that turned out a little better than it could have. Now, how do I get back on my ship? I just summoned it, I suppose.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
No. Okay, getting on my ship could be tricky. There we go. Let's close the hatch. Rocket boot plans and collection of decals. Really don't care about rocket boots. So does this allow me to... It gives me decals, but you can't control the orientation of them. You kind of can, but not much, and I can't see them while I'm placing them. Kind of awful, isn't it? But it's quite nicely done. I quite like how they do the paint wrapped around and everything. Very, very smooth. They've put a lot of attention into a lot of stuff, and then a lot of other stuff that just... Oh, really weird. Okay, so reach the 4th rendezvous station. I need to make another warp cell to repair. Okay. Which I would love to be able to do if it wasn't for the fact that you took everything out of my refiner. Now, where's this planet I'm tracking? Is it behind that other planet?
Technology recharge.
Oh, what a weird. Does not detect. A scrambled message, strangely desperate despite the dull robotic reaches my communicator. What?
Hostile ships approaching. Hostile ships defeated.
I've not seen this Sentinel Interceptor thing before. I still suffer from squirrel syndrome. I was hoping this expedition would be really sort of dragging me back to want to spend a bit more time playing No Man's Sky. But it definitely hasn't. This has not been the expansion or the... And if this is just a ship, there's nothing I can do because I can't gather radiant shards or anything. So this is a random event that I can't do. Yeah, it's just a random Sentinel ship, which I cannot do. That's really crappy. Yeah, it's really crappy because I couldn't actually do this if I wanted to because you can't actually collect the items you need during this expedition. Weird. So what else am I doing? Fourth rendezvous station. Corvette hull modules pack. Great. Yep, no problem. Emergency signal scanner. Oh no. Okay. Install an additional reactor. Okay, I've got 2 already. Oh no, derelict freighter. Ugh. Shut down a planet Sentinel forces, but I don't have the Restore Sentinel traveler neutrality. I don't know how that works. Okay. Are they dead? They look dead. No. Silent running is a great name for that, by the way. Supreme Frost Protection upgrade, Band Defensive System upgrades. Now I get it. So I need to reach the 4th rendezvous point. So let's aim for that, I suppose. However far away it is. All the way over there. Which is fine, it's out of jump range. I meant to go there to get some copper, and I didn't. I'm not the smartest person in the world. This is not news. That'll be that one. Toxicar. I do need to install, was it more shield modules or something? An additional reactor. Yeah. It's always worth throwing in another reactor. Okay. Can never hurt to throw in another reactor. Oh, wow. Changing the color is absolutely terrible. Terrible. What is going on? What the hell has happened to my ship? This is going to be broken as hell, isn't it? And how broken is my ship now? Still seems to be doing okay. Don't know how, but it is. But let's try and reach the 4th rendezvous. And then I'm probably going to call this.
Hostile ships approaching.
Nice wingman. That was a really nice wingman move.
Hostile ships defeated. Alert. Navigational data received.
Where? So there's the Corvette landing pad. Okay. And this is why you can say this game was never bloody tested well, was it? So I'm in something, but I'm not. So I'm in my Corvette. But it won't render my Corvette. So the only option you have is to reload your restore point. Terrible design. Because when I warp again, I'm going to be put back into the same situation. Maybe because it's actually the rendezvous, it won't do it. But the next time I play, it's going to put me into the... It's going to put me into the situation where I'm going to be in a battle, and when I try and land on the frigate, or freighter, it's going to probably crash out the game anyway. Oh, good God. And my other question is, with these, where are you going to put your drives that allow you to travel to different types of star systems, like your purple drives and all of that sort of stuff? There's no room. Why would anyone use these? They've spent all of this development time just making ships to allow people to post to Reddit going, look at this cool ship I built. They're not actually useful for in-game. Not without a massive design overhaul. Because all of these modules just take up space that... Like, for example, all of these modules here. These are just adding cargo slots, which you used to add in other ways. Now, it's a faster way of getting a bigger ship, but it's... This expedition has done two things. It's made me way less interested in playing No Man's Sky overall, because this is now a core system of the game that actually doesn't interact with any other system in the game. And it's made me realize that Light No Fire is absolutely going to be a game that has compulsory systems that I'm not interested in. Which I suppose is good, because it means I don't need to buy Light No Fire, probably? Because there's just no more room to expand up here. I'm really confused. I'd love to know what other people think. Like, is... Would you ever use a Corvette as your primary ship, knowing that you'd never get enough room to install hyperdrive upgrades and all of the cosmetic things that you want and all the bobblehead stuff that you've earned through other stuff, because all of a sudden you need to put your cockpit into one of these much more limited slots. You need to put you know, all of your landing gear and everything in here and all of this sort of stuff, which doesn't give, I mean, it gives you a small boost, but nowhere near as much as the other stuff did. And the ship class is a C class, and I'm assuming that's because that's what the cockpit is? But there's no upgrading of any of these shields or anything. These are just what the modules are. So your ship doesn't get upgraded because there's no room to put in any good upgrade modules you got. So all of these upgrade modules that have been all the way through the game have just don't interact with this system. So every previous system in the game doesn't interact with it. It's just for making a cool design that is going to be less effective than all of the previous ship stuff, and that'll mean that they don't improve the previous ship mechanisms, which means all of the things that we've been talking about for years, it's like it'd be cool if you could improve the ship system to do this, and this. They will now never do. Oh, man. Oh. I think there's a fair chance that this is the expansion that actually everyone has been hyping on No Man's Sky. I saw so many videos leading up to the whole concept of in 2025 No Man's Sky was like the space game. And I think with hindsight, in a couple of years' time, people will look back on Voyager's expansion as the one that broke the system. And I really hope I'm wrong. Because all of the decoration I did in here, like I put the stuff up on here, if you finish your ship, you can really never touch it again. Because it was a misclick while trying to place a reactor that caused this central module to disappear, and replacing the central module meant all of the work I'd done on the central module had disappeared. So you can never actually continue, like with bases, where you can continue to refine and everything. The ship design system is basically build a ship, show it off, destroy it. You never really want to use it, because if you make your home ship, you can, and you get something new that's cool, in putting the something new that's cool in place, you're going to destroy all of the work that you've done. You have to start from scratch. Like just the simple 7.3 I put on the wall is gone, because in putting the reactor on the top, when I put the reactor in place, it removed the module it was attached to, because the module was a different type of reactor. And unless you understand all of those weird interactions, one click is going to undo hours of work. So you build your ship and you never touch it again. So, oh man, this is not going to go. I think people are not going to interact. It's really cool while people are farming all of the stuff and then able to go, I can build all of these really cool looking ships. But for actually interacting with the game systems, this is not good. So I've got to travel to phase 5, do a derelict freighter, and shut down the Sentinel forces on a planet. Apparently I've encountered an anomaly. Cool. And I'll do those in another system, in another session. So, yeah. Derelict Freighter I will do later. Sentinel Forces is going to take ages and reach the 5th rendezvous. I will do those at another time. Oh, man. What a weird... I understand what they were going for, but it's just... There's this inherent flaw in what it's going to do to the rest of the game. You're not going to be interacting with all of the extant bases and all of the extant systems in the game. You're going to actually be avoiding them if you use Corvettes. And I think there's going to be a build-up of frustration from people who make really cool ships and then find, like... Like, is there a system here where you can make changes to your ship and then store design for later, continue modifying or applying edits? If I store the design for later, the module is still there, and if I come back, start fresh edit. So if you make a mistake, you store design for later and then start fresh edits and begin new. So it is doable. But you're not sure what the impacts of your design are unless you apply them, at which point there's no way to roll back. So if you make changes and then you go in and find out that it's broken everything, you're doomed. And I don't know... Yeah, it's a little unpleasant, isn't it? I'm really interested to see what other people think with regards to how much Corvettes are going to be used as primary ships by people, or if they're just going to be affectations that people show off. Because they seem to be less powerful, more fiddly, prone to error, which they may fix, but then cause every other system in the game to be either invalidated, disempowered, so that anyone who is using the previous system actually feels like they're playing the game the wrong way. And when you do that, because if you're using a Corvette, you've got like your big reactor and everything, and you end up with all of this, you've got your refiner and you can grow stuff on your ship and everything. If you're not using your Corvette, you feel like you're not powered correctly. But if you're using your Corvette, then all of the other things like the ability to put all of the cosmetic stuff, the cosmetic trails and everything in become weird because all of those slots get taken up by actually building your Corvette. And if you don't build your Corvette in a big way so that you can add all the shield modules and everything, it just becomes so much less powerful than just using a ship. What are they aiming for here? They're making people who don't play with Corvettes feel like they're playing the wrong way, and people who play with Corvettes feeling like they're playing with something that's significantly less powerful, no matter how much effort they put in. They've just disempowered the player base. And I don't... I don't get it. They've made their game ostensibly feel worse by adding flash and removing substance. Real strange stuff. I'm really interested to see what people think. I think this is going to take a few months for people to realize, though. This is the thing is, as someone who does a lot of testing and everything and thinking, I do a lot of project design and stuff, and and I think about the ramifications of big decisions that are made as part of the analysis part of my job. So if we do this, what are the ramifications of what that will be down the line? Because there's a lot of things that businesses do where it's like, oh, we could do this and it will result in this. And there are cascading effects of that, which you need to know before you spend a lot of money on the first bit. And I think they turned around and said, we've got this flashy new thing, and then didn't think about how do we avoid all the pitfalls. And a lot of businesses do this. And I think their testers were like caring about the flash, but not caring about the ramifications. And we see it all the time. I mean, if you think about like all of the negativity towards World of Warcraft, you get the situation of, everyone in World of Warcraft was complaining there was no end game. And that it was just the same stuff over and over and over. So Blizzard added more endgame, and then people complained that it was just repetitive chores. So people, they added more variety, and then people complained that all of that variety led to there being no focus. So they added focus, and they added rewards for being focused on particular things at particular times. And then people complained that Blizzard is controlling the way I play the game. So Blizzard giving the players what looked really cool ended up in people saying, I want it to be more like the way it was, because Blizzard kept trying to give the players what they were asking for. This feels like the players really wanted the ability to do more with ships than just get a couple of wings and put them on and add it to a core. But that's resulted in there being all of this impact, which down the line, I don't think they've got an idea what it's going to be. Ooh, hey Keith, I'm about to sign off. Sorry, I've been signing off for about 5 minutes now. This is going to be messy. I will probably play, it probably won't be tonight. It'll probably be later during the week in order to finish off the expedition. But, yeah, I've never felt less inclined to return to No Man's Sky than I have been after the Voyages expansion. It has really changed the fundamental feeling of the game. Very strange. Anyone who's gone through this rant and has an opinion, leave it in the comments below. I'm really interested to see what people think. Thanks everyone for watching, and as always, good luck finding your paradise planet. Bye everyone.